The chandelier above the dining table fractured the light into cruel, glittering shards, each reflection cutting through my disbelief. Elise sat at the head of the table like royalty, her composure immaculate, her diamond earrings winking in the glow. Her smile, polished, practiced, was sharper than the knife resting beside her untouched plate. Around her sat her circle of privilege, the kind of people who laughed softly but judged loudly. Across from me, a man in a dark, expensive suit slid a folder across the table. "The prenuptial agreement," he said smoothly, his tone devoid of warmth. The words barely registered before Elise leaned forward, her fingers delicately tracing the rim of her wineglass. "It's just business, darling," she murmured, her voice sweet but hollow. She couldn't even meet my eyes. Something inside me cracked. The chair screeched against the hardwood as I stood, the sound slicing through their brittle laughter. I didn't say a word. I just walked out, leaving her and her smug entourage to choke on the silence I left behind. Outside, Manhattan pulsed. Honking taxis, glowing billboards, strangers brushing past, but the noise couldn't touch the storm inside my chest. I walked aimlessly, my thoughts unraveling like thread. Elise and I had been together for 3 years. 3 years of shared secrets, of nights spent whispering about the future, of soft promises made in the dark. I thought we were building a life together. Now it felt like I'd been building a dream on sand. That night, I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Her voice echoed in my head, "It's just business." When morning came, my apartment felt claustrophobic, every wall pressing closer, every silence deafening. I made coffee I couldn't drink and stared at my phone. She'd called twice. I hadn't answered. As I sat there, trying to piece myself back together, the phone rang again, but it wasn't her. "Mr. Calder?" A man's voice asked, hesitant. "This is Gregory Platt, Elise's attorney." The same man who'd handed me that damned folder. His voice was shaking now, his confidence stripped away. "We need to talk. It's urgent. Please, can you come to my office?" My stomach knotted. "What's going on?" I asked. There was a pause, then his voice dropped to a whisper. "It's about Elise." His office sat high above the city, a cold tower of glass and steel. Inside, Platt looked nothing like the smooth professional I'd met before. His tie was undone, his eyes rimmed red. He motioned for me to sit, his hands trembling. "I didn't know," he began, voice cracking. "I swear, I didn't know what she was doing." A chill crept down my spine. Didn't know what? He slid a folder across the desk. The papers inside spilled open. Emails, photos, receipts, the ugly anatomy of betrayal. Elise in another man's arms. Elise smiling in hotel lobbies. Elise's handwriting scrawled across love letters not meant for me. I couldn't breathe. "Who is he?" I asked, my voice barely human. "Elliot Vance," Platt said softly. "Her boss. Married. They've been seeing each other for over a year." A year. The number echoed like a gunshot. A year of shared mornings, of I love yous. Of empty reassurances, all lies. She'd been living 2 lives, and I had been too blind to see it. When I left the office, I didn't know where I was driving until I stopped in front of our apartment building. My key still worked. It shouldn't have, but it did. Inside, the air was thick with her scent, jasmine, soft and treacherous. I moved through the rooms in a daze until I found her desk. A drawer was slightly ajar. Inside was a phone I didn't recognize. The screen lit up in my hand, a flood of messages flashing across it. "Miss you. When's he gone? Can't wait to see you again." There were photos too, Elise laughing, her eyes bright in a way they hadn't been with me in months. My hands shook so hard I nearly dropped it. Every message was a blade. Every photo a wound. I was still holding the phone when I heard the door unlock. Elise froze in the doorway, her expression faltering when she saw me. "James," she breathed. "You're here." I raised the phone. "Who's Elliot?" Her eyes widened. Her lips parted, then closed again as she tried to collect herself. "It's not, James, it's not what you think." "Don't," I said quietly. "Don't lie to me again." She stepped forward, hands trembling, tears already forming. "Please. I love you. It was a mistake, a stupid mistake." I laughed, though it came out like a broken sound. "A mistake? For an entire year?" Her voice cracked. "I was scared, okay? The prenup, it wasn't meant to hurt you. I just needed to protect myself. I stared at her, the woman I'd once thought I'd marry. Protect yourself, I repeated. From me? Or for him? Her tears fell freely now, but they meant nothing. I'd seen how easily she could summon them. I ended it, she whispered. Last week. I chose you. No, I said, stepping back. You didn't choose me. You just got caught. The truth hung between us, heavy and final. I walked toward the door. James, please, she sobbed. Don't go. We can fix this. My hand rested on the doorknob, my throat tight. You didn't just break my trust, I said, my voice shaking. You broke me. I left without looking back. Her cries followed me into the hall, but I didn't stop. Days later, my phone rang again. Platt's name flashed on the screen. She's gone, he said quietly. Left the city. Vance's wife found out. It's all coming apart. I should have felt justice in that, but all I felt was hollow. That night, I stood by my window, staring out at the endless sprawl of lights. The city was alive, indifferent, moving on. I wondered if I ever could. Elise had been my beginning and my end, my promise and my ruin. And as I watched the lights blur through my tears, I realized something cruel and certain. It wasn't just her I'd lost. It was the part of me that still believed in forever.